Just to let people know as well, this coming weekend, the 22nd to the 23rd of June at the RDS in Dublin, Comic-Con Ireland is happening, and they got Vic Mignogna appearing on both days, Saturday and the Sunday. So if you're there, go along, see Vic, shake his hand, get an autograph, and just give him a great big old hug. Roll it. Hello and welcome back to Come Geek Some. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for all future content. Where do we start? It seems like working at FUNimation and Rooster Teeth is not all that glam, and it actually seems very toxic. So, this is coming from SG Sammy, and credit to Canvas Pirates, so shout out to both of you, thank you very much. So, what's happened is there's a couple of Glassdoor reviews for working for both animation companies. So the first one we're going to be going through is FUNimation, and what you will see is this. So, Sammy posted this the other day. Recent FUNimation reviews for the company show the dark side of the company that even recently Kick Vic has started to notice. As you can read from both of these from April 2019, there is clear management issues with FUNimation and no HR team. Credits Canvas Pirate, and I stand with Vic. And these two reviews, they're not exactly great. So, this one's from the 22nd of April this year. Employees are not valued. There are some people in other departments, production, creative side, that didn't complain about working there. But the pay is ridiculously low unless you're a director or above, and management doesn't care about the employees at all. Most employees are doing the work of multiple people with no compensation when more duties or a full-on other person's job gets put on them. Pros, you get merch if you're into that stuff. Cons, low pay, no room for advancement, employees are not valued. Which, that's kind of sad to see that obviously a big studio, which is part of the Sony brand, and they're not getting a lot of money and everything else, which makes you think, well, Sony is not exactly a small, chunk of change company, is it? It's $1 billion company. They put out Spider-Man. They put out Venom. Venom alone made nearly $1 billion last year. And that's not including any merchandise or DVDs and Blu-rays, such things, or even TV bills. But when you're getting low pay, which is what these people are actually saying, and the employees are not valued, then that's just shit. Mostly because employees are the ones who make the company work. It's not the directors, it's not the big people who look over and run it. It's the people who actually do the work. So, the other one we have is from this year. Not for the career-minded or driven employee. And they've given it 1 star. Doesn't recommend. I worked at FUNimation full-time for more than a year. Pros. You get to partake in some free product giveaways if you love anime or have family that loves anime. Cons. Management only likes to come up with initiatives but doesn't want to understand how this affects their employees' workload, and there isn't enough people to do the work for their big ideas. Never any plans or budget to hire additional people. IT doesn't follow through on their promise for web initiatives. Projects sit on the docket for years. There is no direction, no true strategy behind what they are doing. It is a very reactionary environment. No true HR department, so you have nowhere to turn when you have an issue. So, I'm going to stop by there first, where they're saying, there's no true HR department, so you have nowhere to turn when you have an issue. This is FUNimation, remember. And FUNimation are the ones where their HR department done the whole investigation on Vic Mignogna. How crazy is that? Their HR department did a huge investigation into Vic, and they found tons of problems. They got witness statements. They've spoken to multiple people. But according to all these work reviews, there's no true HR department, where you have nowhere to go if you have a problem. So obviously, that just goes to show that people on the Kick Vic side, the ones who supposedly, Jamie Marshy, Monica, all these people who went to HR and done all these big interviews and everything else, it doesn't seem to be true. Again, this is only one person saying this at the moment, but there's quite a few reviews on Glassdoor saying this. There's 42 reviews about Funimation, and I'd probably say maybe 3, maybe 4 at the most are actually giving it more than 2 stars. So when it goes on by here, don't even ask about employee reviews. You rarely get one, and there is no evaluation given to employees to review their leadership. They will hire a manager over you, and you won't know about it until the day they start. You never know when someone has resigned until the day before their last day or after they have already left. Essentially, it is dog-eat-dog environment at Funimation. Advice to management. Upper management. Stop having your teams be reactionary. Try to nurture and develop your teams. Create processes and enforce these processes. So, with that there, it does seem to be that everything that goes on at Funimation that we've heard is kind of true. No one values them. There's no HR department and, well, no true HR department. So they've probably got one person doing a multitude of jobs. And obviously we saw that the person who supposedly done the investigation into Vic is the one who faked swatted on Facebook saying that, oh, they've done this. Look what I Stand With Vic have done to me, using photos from 3 years ago. So yeah, these people, even though they think they're intelligent, they're not, because it's 2019. People on the internet, they want evidence and they want timestamps and everything else to prove that it was done here and then. But we're going to be moving on now to another one. So this is a Glassdoor review for Rooster Teeth. So, Rooster Teeth, 1 star. I wish there was a silver lining. Doesn't recommend, negative outlook, and disapproves of the CEO. So, the pros. Mostly good people. Monday catering, company, an extremely unique situation to be a top dog of independent animation if they could harness it correctly. Benefits are honestly not bad. They could be better, but for what it is, not bad. The cons. Extremely poor management. Some of it is negligence, some of it is just accidental from the sheer amount of work. Upper management is also extreme. Bro Friends Club. Insanely high expectations. Animate a 10 to 14 minute episode in 2 weeks. Well, just for that one by there, I would, again, it all depends on how talented the person is and how long they work at it. Again, we don't know. It says by here that they're not getting any compensation for the long working hours. But if you look at South Park, they make a 20-odd minute episode in 6 days. But they're compensated very well. So, very low compensation. I've worked here for years and make entry pay. Some people have gone multiple years with no raise. No overtime pay. Every season of RWBY and GL gets overtime. And they don't pay them. That's actually really, really bad. It's absolutely disgusting that they expect these people to work past their 9-10 hour shifts and they're not getting any compensation. And it's, again, people who've worked there for years and they're not getting any raise. That's just disgusting. It does go to show that the management are like normal management in certain areas where they're like, give them all the work they can, but the management will take all the props and all the congratulations for the work that the people under them have done. Advice to management. You need to listen to the workers and make hard decisions and actually fight for better conditions. It's been far, far too long of, it'll get better, or we know what to do next year. Well, you don't want to do it next year, you want to get it done now. ASAP and get it done now. This isn't soon sustainable, and I think we all know it. But someone has to be the guy to say no when things aren't good enough. If you don't say no, hundreds of people suffer. Please. With all this, again, it is Glassdoor, and this person on Twitter, he does make a very good point. And, again, someone who worked at Rooster Teeth comes in and clarifies everything. So, we got this person on Twitter. I take anything I read from Glassdoor reviews with a grain of salt. Glassdoor is not a reliable source of information. There's no authentication process or verify if the people leaving reviews are actually current, former employees of said company. Not saying they're all fake though, which is a very good point. So, but this is when we got Jordan Whitman, who's come on, and he used to work at Funimation. I'll be the reliable one when I say it's true, and people likely don't want their careers affected when seeking jobs elsewhere. A ton of people were let go with the promises of that they would become full-time. When they asked during production where things stood, they were lied to. That just goes to show how bad Rooster Teeth are when, again, it's mostly like a lot of companies where, they promise something and then they don't deliver. That happens a lot. But when you're in a company that produces animation and gets quite a bit of money for certain things, then you should actually at least pay your staff, compensate them for all the hours they're putting into it. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see you lovely people soon.